Hey folks, I want to talk about why I think cy-spok is a very nice fit for Zod and why Cypress is generally a nice fit for Next.js applications. So I have this Next.js application and I'm working on a, API file. So basically this is the backend and I have a definition for get and post. So I used Zod for schema validation. And the way I like to think of schema validation is, let's say you have a type that you want to define. Say name is a string, email is a string, and ID is some number. So with automatic, let's say schema validation, it's a more detailed verification of your type, right? So it's a string, but it has to be minimum 3 characters. It's a string, but it has to be an email. It's an ID, and it's optional, and you can keep chains um, further. Right? And the way that is used in your code is usually you have to do this manual validation. Hey, I'm receiving somebody, and if that body doesn't have a name, have some custom error message. In simple code, this is fine, but when it gets complex, it becomes a whole mess, and you're having all these if statements. So with that, you just say parse it, and then if the validation is successful, you'll use the error object and it gives you a nice message. Just want to show you how that looks and how nicely you can verify that with cy-spok. So the first test is quite simple. We're making a post request. It's a happy case. So we have a valid body user. The ID is optional, so we're not sending that here. And then with the response we get, we make sure that that ID is a number, and then we're getting the same name that we passed. So as you see, we're sending it out, and I'm using Gleb's plugin. As big as it gets. And it's sending some ID back and name back and ID satisfied, and then the exact match for name is satisfied. Let's check out the invalid case. So let's say I'm sending a body and the name is an empty string, there's no email. So we'll get a few different errors. So we just make sure to not fail on status code. And then we're first making sure the status code is 400, which is trivial, right? This is the minimum we should do, but hopefully you do more. Okay, so the status comes in as 400. That's fine. But then check out the body. So we're just outputting the body. We're not doing any verification in it. But then Zod is providing us. So it's saying, hey, the first argument of type string in the path name. So your name argument is too small because the minimum should be 3. It should be a string. And you have a specific error message. Of course, you can customize what error you're getting. So maybe all you care is for message and path and some, but I like it all. Anyway, and then the second one, um, we're not passing any email. So it's saying, hey, we're receiving undefined for email. So it's quite clear, right? How would you verify this with Spark? It's so easy. You just get on this whole thing, copy it, and then show Spark, then boom. Uh, it has to be an array. Yep. Goes out 1 second, like that, and then just paste it in. So Spark has to take that object that you're verifying, and that's an array of objects. And that's how the test looks. It gives you the exact message, and you're checking everything one-on-one in one swoop. And all you're doing is just copying from what Cy API is giving you. I'll share the PR in the code, but this is a nice example of SOD and how it matches so well with cy-spok. All of that being used in a Next.js API file. That's all later.